So I'm going to go over a little bit of historical perspective. Kung Fu is like a Chinese martial art, and sometimes it's got like chi sao or push hands, sometimes it has something else. There's hundreds of Kung Fu. So when you get into Wing Tsun, we've got those other videos I've done. What is Wing Tsun? Chi sao and something that's different than chi sao, and then fighting, and it all becomes the Tao escapes you in a fight. So nobody had books, magazines. They had teachers in ancient times, and then eventually maybe some short notes were put down. We call those the sacred scrolls. Today, WT Wing Tsun is a science. This is a university that we're operating on. So this is my collection of WT books for this presentation. I have more books than this, but that's most of them. And let's go over what it was like in the 90s. So we had 2 VCR tapes to use. We had this one dynamic WT, and we had one, I forget what it was called, they had the forums on it. And we would watch those things over and over and over. And we had the Wing Tsun Kwun book, Leung Ting's book, and we had the Dynamic Wing Tsun book, which is endorsed by Grandmaster Wang Shanglung and Si-Fu Emin Boztepe. They endorsed this book for international students. So it's right here in the mid-70s and on. If you're not Chinese, here's for you, international. If you're Chinese, come down to Hong Kong and put some hands on. No books needed, real Kung Fu. But for the rest of us, literature. And then, let's get the camera and we'll look at these in deep. So here we go. We've got a little bit of glare. Sorry about the glare. So the Wing Tsun Kwun and the Dynamic Wing Tsun were our cornerstone literature books in that time period, 1990s. And the 3 forms are briefly covered. Sunim Tao and Shum Q are covered completely. Bu Chi is hinted at. There's the great Chi Sao, section 1 in here. And then we had this book by, let's see his name here, Master Ip Chun, with his technical advisor, Dr. Leung Ting, the famous picture one. So that's what we had for the wooden dummy. Follow me along so far. And then the next best thing we had to the internet and new videos was Inside Kung Fu magazine and Black Belt magazine. I got mine autographed, you know, when I'd go see the man. Try to get autographs, remember it by, alright? And then in the late 90s, this masterpiece was published by Professor Keith R. Kernspecht, who was my Sigung at the time. And that was, and then I had this book as a reprint now, but I had an original photocopy of this masterpiece, Higher Judo Groundwork. So that was my literature base. And of course, you know who I am, right? Kung Fu Fitness, Si-Fu Emin Boztepe. So we would read these Kung Fu magazines. I even wrote an article on one time. So I forgot about this great tome that set the world on fire. The Roots and Branches of Wing Tsun by Dr. Leung Ting. And he's doing the signature move, 2 under 1, Fats out of the throat. And, you know, I was back there in the early days, so, of course, I got one of the first 100 copies with the brush stroke and stamp. Then, the set of form books came out. Oh, my phone agrees. And then I had these books before the form books. These are just other Kung Fu's for perspective. And then, the Wing Tsun WT version, Chi Sao, is covered through section 7. in this set of books here. And we do this stuff. You can look at my videos and see this stuff in this set of books. I have not put those instructions, but I've demonstrated the methods in here, and it looks just like these pictures with Isaiah and myself. And then we got this new set of masterpieces coming out from Si-Fu Alex Richter. I've got this many so far. And so we've got this new wooden dummy masterpiece by Si-Fu Richter. And I really enjoyed the Seeking the Bridge book. Next most. No comment on the rest. Now, who am I again? Oh, let's get down here. Well, this is our little name. Welcome to the family training hall, friends. And yeah, that's right. I became a teacher for the money and the fame. All right, let's compare. I got this one. If you look down there, I got it in ballpoint one year, and he gave me a dirty look. Look kind of like that. So then I showed up the next year with a Sharpie, and he smiled, and he signed over it. That's Professor Ting. And then this is what it looks like with the calligraphy. Alright, don't be doing no forgeries, people. This book, let's go through some of this stuff, Isaiah. This book has the famous picture I show all the time when we won all the trophies. And there's my seeing dentist right there. That's my teacher. Alright, and then there's Stephen Fox. You know, 5-time Muay Thai champion turned WT, so he could teach Muay Thai better. And then, but also in here is there's some famous pictures. All right, some more of the Yip Man pictures, and the movie as pictures, and this guy doing his version of the form from the old country.
Leung Kai.
That's Leung Kai, right? Ooh. And then there's Leung Ting imitating some famous person. Here's, you know, Hang Nam. Here's the side positioning. So Si-Fu Fun Chin, right? There's a guy in Vietnam, I think. But where's that famous picture? So Leung Ting published this, and he's like, look, I got all your people on video. I know everything they do. Well, here's my Sifu teaching the Marine Recon and FBI. Here's this guy in India doing it. Here's the Chinese with the stuff they had the Europeans come teach. Right, here's the Europeans teaching the Chinese their own stuff. I'm not going to show you everything. You buy the book. Where is that picture? Ah, here we go. So here is New Martial Art Hero number 56 with the part that nobody ever translates. They always get right up to it and then they stop right here. Oh, that's really neat about history. Now let's talk about right now. You translated it. Tell me I'm a liar. And then there's also the covers, right? So not only New Martial Art Hero 56, but also when we needed to have a Double Daggers magazine article, Yip Man told Leung Ting, here's the Double Daggers. Do not put these secrets in the article. Oh, and then here's the Black Belt magazine at the time that said Leung Ting was the inheritor. And Yip Man saw this and he thought it was cool. He laughed about it. Right? You say your story, we'll say our story. Where's your pictures? Here's all the people in the 70s winning the championships when we had them way back then. And then this guy, he's in a lot of videos now. What's his name? Sifu Chris Collins or something like that? Right, I think Sergio's in here, right? Isn't that Sergio right there?
Yeah, that's Sergio. All
right, so these are real famous people. So, Leung Ting sat on all this information. Here we go. This here is the cover of New Martial Art Hero number 56 with the famous interview. And we just kept that close to the heart because, you know what, we're doing fine. We don't need to advertise like that. But here is Grandmaster Leung Ting's wedding photo. And here is another wedding photo with Yip Man and his parents. And then here's the group photo of all the famous people that went to this wedding. And here's all their names. Yeah, all of these famous people. And you know what? Does this background look familiar? Or this outfit that Uncle's wearing? Because I think there's a photo all these Leung Ting haters use with Uncle in front of this background. And none of these Leung Ting haters will tell you where they got it. You know? What's up with that? Talk to me, but I don't know who you are. You don't know who we are.